Milanisti, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué onda? Ciao. All right. This is your host, Nicko from Defensive Dynamo, once again. So this is actually a pre-recorded show today. Not going to go live with this. Just wanted to get a quick reaction, my thoughts on the Fofana deal, and a quick analysis of how he will be used by Fonseca this season, especially with that rest defense. All right, so first off, let's begin with Fofana. Obviously, looks like we finally signed him. Um, you know, I'm not going to believe it 100% until I see him in Milano signing those contracts with the Milan jersey on. Being that we've seen other teams get burnt this summer with these transfer rumors, especially with Liverpool being the most recent one, right? With that player from Real Sociedad. And obviously, they got excited. A lot of Liverpool fans. They got gaslit by some, prominent uh, journalists out there that are part of the whole Mercado Madness reporting, et cetera, et cetera. And that didn't go through, right? So until I see Fofana in a jersey signing those papers, red and black, I'm not believing it 100%, not yet, but it does look promising. Either way, let me get to my thoughts on him. Quick shout out to all the other Milan podcasts out there, um, you know, that have actually done their quick little recap, their feelings about Fofana. They've had some really good things about him. This is my take on him. Obviously, we needed to feel our role for quite some time yet. Is he a true replacement for Kessie? No, he's a box-to-box midfielder. All right. So obviously, we're playing a 4-2-3-1 currently right now, and he'll be taking what Kessie's position is. But currently, Benny's playing, or in some cases this season, we've seen Musa, and this preseason we've seen Adley in that position as well, paired up either with Loftus Cheeks, or usually Tijani's playing that other double pivot, right? The more attacking midfielder. Overall, it is a good signing. Is it going to take it over the top? No. And I'll tell you why. We still are missing another midfielder, a destroyer, a true defensive destroyer that's going to be able to counter press once we lose the ball, and also cover a lot of ground. Because like I said it before, when you're playing that 4-2-3-1, the weaknesses lies on the fullbacks. There's that open space on the fullback when they get pinned in on those wingers, meaning that those two double pivot midfielders need to cover a lot of grounds, either to shift over to the left, depending where the ball is, to the right, help out, either double team the winger, etc. Then quickly get back into their space, marking players and making those third man runs into the box, which are very dangerous runs. You see it all the time. You see those cutbacks from those wingers. They find an open player cutting in, third man run. It's like Maldini yesterday scored against Milan, right? He made that run into the box. It was that fucking cross. Midfielder's getting back in time, didn't put a body in Maldini. He scored a goal. Things like that. So a midfielder needs to be able to do that. He needs to cover a lot of ground like Tonali and Kessie did. Benny does that from time to time when he's 100%, but you need two midfielders for that to work at 100% efficiency. Fofana by himself won't be able to do it alone. All right, Tijani is not that player. I know yesterday I went on a rant about Tijani and a few other things, but to be more calm and analytical about it, Tijani is not a defensive player. He doesn't have the awareness. He doesn't have it in him. Maybe one thing, but he's an attack first player, just like Musa is. All right. Especially on that rest defense. Excuse me. Because currently what I've seen, and I'll pick up some, let's show this right here. So you can see here, this is the Monza game from the other day. So you can carry your counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 attackers, players in the attacking third, right? Trying to score goals. You got Calabria there. You got Morata making a run on the opposite side looking for that switch. So that tells me, and that's pretty obvious, if you have 6 players in the attack, you have 4 in the back on your rest defense, meaning you have 2 midfielders, which was in this case Musa and Loftus Cheeks, and your 2 center backs, right? Which is a problem. And I'll tell you why. Because the majority of the time, you're playing a 4-2-3-1. Most teams, when they're looking for balance, especially from the defensive phase, not to get countered easily, to have enough numbers in the back, you need to play with a 3-2 rest defense, meaning if they was shooting up the pitch, getting involved in the attack, you need to have, in this case, it could be Emerson Royale or Calabria, and then obviously, in my opinion, would be Pavlovic and Gabia playing together. I've said it multiple times in other episodes. The reason behind that, form that back 3, and you have your 2 midfielders, Fofana, Benny, whoever, and then Tijani. But like I said, Tijani attacks first. He's creative with the ball. He likes to attack. So in my opinion, he's not that guy. I know we spent a lot of money on Tijani, but he doesn't fit in when it comes to balance. So if you can have Fofana and not sign another midfielder, you got to put Benny in that pitch. If you do sign another midfielder like Konya, Cardoza, or especially more defensive-minded, all right, defense first. Cardoza is actually really good at counter-pressing, right? At Real Betis. Konya is a destroyer as well. Pair those, Fofana, Cardoza, Fofana, Konya, or Benny, if we don't sell them. And then you can play that really solid rest defense, that 3-2 rest defense. So once a team loses the ball, you have enough players in the back to cover and watch for those counters, to provide that shield behind the ball and around the ball. All right, and there you go. You see our midfield is involved. There's Musa. I believe Tijani is in. So now we have Murada's here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 players in the attack, which is pretty obvious. It's meaning there's only 2 players behind them, which makes no sense to me. So Fonseca kept telling us about balance. He noticed issues with the high line that Pioli used, the weaknesses that the teams exploited against us. And I'm not seeing any changes to that at all. And this is 1 week. This is several games right before our first real game in Serie A, competitive game against Torino. Well, briefly, I'll get over it right now. I'll explain. They play, their new manager plays very similar to Inzaghi. Plays a 3-5-2, plays very similar to Inter. Press is similar, he's a disciple of Conte and Inzaghi. So he's a dangerous team. If we're going to go into this game playing this way, or in this screenshot right here, we have 8 attacking players, which is great if you want to score goals. You not care less about defense, but you're leaving your 2 center backs exposed. Because Musa lost his cheeks. Adli, those, even Pobega, if he's in the game, don't have the defensive awareness to get back in time. They're out of positions. Even Musa has the engine. He doesn't have the awareness to get back in time for those counters. So you need 2 midfielders, like I said, Fofana, and another signing like Kone or Cardozo in the mix. And I know there's just some rumors that we're actually looking to sign another player before the window's over, right? Because we have about 15 days, right? 14 days left. So I'm sure Fonseca is seeing this. His assistant coach Farada, who's in charge of defensive schemes, is picking up on these things on the videos, analysis of the games, and they're pointing out to Fonseca on the reports and telling them what they're seeing, how teams can exploit this setup. Because this setup right now with this 2-2 rest defense, and you have two midfielders that are not defensively strong, there's going to be issues going into next season. Really big issues. Now on Saturday, I have a pregame coming up. Myself, I'll be hosting it with John, aka Lap Gorilla. He'll be on, and maybe some other co-hosts on the show, maybe some special guests from our What's Up Milanista's 360 chat to talk about the game, get a little hyped up, hopefully, get into some more defense, some more analysts, analytics, deep dive into how Torino's going to set up defensively and how Milan's going to set up defensively as well. All right, and how we're going to, Milan's going to counter their defense and try to exploit that as well and score goals. All right, so that being said, you see it right here. You see what my concerns are. I'm taking my Milan glasses off and looking at this from an ex-coach perspective, as an analyst perspective. And these are issues that need to be addressed. All right, it's Milanisti. Again, Forza Milan. All right, always Forza Milan. All right, take care. Ciao. And hopefully we'll see you on Saturday's podcast. All right, till then, take care.